Hi guys, welcome to week 4 of my weekly video blog. First of all, a little bit of housekeeping, a couple of apologies. First of all, light for a start. Light is terrible in this video and I'm really sorry about this. I have a lot of things to fix in this place, and getting the light to be better in this room is one of these. So it's quite late in the evening, so I don't have any natural light, obviously, but hopefully in the next few weeks we'll manage to get that sorted out, either by getting an earlier shooting session or by getting a brighter light, so apologies for that. The other thing is, last week's video there were a couple of really shaky sequences that people have been complaining about. Again, apologies for that. I'm still learning to do filmography, period. So lesson learned is don't try and shoot landscapes while zoomed in and walking at the same time. I was half relying on sort of maybe have the software to kind of steady it a bit, but that didn't really work according to plan. And the last thing is, I am experimenting with using a different microphone for shooting this video. I have no idea whether the sound is actually being picked up by this or if it's still just a standard mic from the camera. So I'm hoping the sound is going to be a little bit better. But if it's the same as last week, then at least it's better than nothing. And I'm also going to be adding some background music. You probably, if I have found something, it's probably playing right now. I like the idea of having background music, so for the first few ones it's going to be copyright free things, but eventually I'm hoping to be able to record my own so that you can hear my own music as I'm kind of blabbering at you. So, on to business. First thing that I wanted to talk to you about is on, I believe it was on Monday that I was pinged by Mark, my guitar instructor and very good friend of mine, that Maestro Paul Gilbert is coming to Edinburgh in March, and I'm really super excited about that. If you're in Edinburgh and if you're a guitar player, or if you're just in Scotland in general, it will be on the 23rd of March at the Caves, which is a venue I've never been to before. I don't go out much, don't ask. And it'll be 7:30, but it's a guitar masterclass, so it's not like a concert. It's so it's really more geared towards guitar players. If you're interested, and if you've not heard about it by now, go to the Guitar website and you can order tickets through there. It's only 20 quid, it's a steal. And sincerely, to go and see Paul Gilbert up close, 20 quid is a steal. So I'm really super excited about that. And on top of that, I was thinking about a variety of reasons that kind of brought this up, but I was thinking about sort of like looking into certain social networks which are more geared towards musicians. I'm a huge Google Plus, I guess you can say, I don't like the word fanboy, but I'm a big Google Plus user, but Google Plus has got its limitations, and for musicians isn't really, there's a certain number of things that musicians want to be able to collaborate on, which Google Plus doesn't really lend itself to that. So I've been looking into a couple of options. One of them is called BandHub, which the founder of which was, one of the co-founders of which was actually kind enough to sort of reach out to me on Google Plus when I mentioned it the first time a few weeks back. It's a platform where people can collaborate and like across the world and write songs together, and I really like the concept of that. I'm hoping to, the reason why I haven't signed up yet is because I'm not entirely satisfied with my recording equipment just now. So once I've got an idea about the best way for me to really record guitar in video format without it sounding like it's just coming out of some cheap equipment, then I might give it a try. But the reason why I'm pointing this out is if you're watching this video and you've got some experience about some social networks for musicians, I really would like to hear from you what your experience is, how you like it, and how it's helped you improve as a musician. The second one that I've only learned about today, so I've not really had any chance to really investigate. Well, I've been on their homepage, but the only thing you have is a summary and a sign-up page. I don't really know exactly what the experience of this is. It's called Linked by Music. Now, the only reason why I've heard of this is because these guys have started following me on Twitter for some strange reason. Just, I guess I've got guitar as a keyword, so they must have picked it up. But I got intrigued by it, so I looked it up, and it looks like more of a collaborative, more generic collaborative platform, not just for recording music, but you can also sell gear and stuff like that. I can't remember what the numbers they were claiming to have at the moment are. It's not massive, but again, my issue with these type of new social networks is they tend to sort of really cater to one geographical area usually, because it's like friends hear about it from other friends and it sort of like spreads geographically from like one location. So the likelihood of any musician in Edinburgh or even the whole of Scotland to be registered with either of these is fairly low. But do you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. If and even if you're like in the States or in India or Australia or whatever, and you're watching this and you've had experience with either BandHub or Linked by Music, I would really like to hear from you and what your experience is. So, because I need to play with other people. This is terrible. I've been playing guitar for so long and I've got so little experience of playing with other people. But you know, it's one of the perks of being an introvert. But talking about fun stuff, Tuesday I went back to fencing. Now, fencing is one of my long-term, but not as long-term as playing music, but I've been doing fencing, historical fencing by the way, for 10 years, and I can't tell you enough how much fun this is. Now, our club in Edinburgh is called Dondualist Society, and it's been around for 20 years, 20 plus years. I think we celebrated the 21st anniversary this year. I don't remember exactly, but it's been longer than I've been in a club, that's for sure. And it's a lot of fun. And to prove it to you, I've got a little bit of footage of the session that I did on Tuesday. So what you're going to see is me in a green mask fighting my friend Drago, and yeah, you won't be able to see it because I'm wearing the mask all the time, but I can assure you I am smiling a lot.
So we've got time for more fighting. Shall we do the hill? So everyone gets a fight now. So they can fight their 5 hit points, and then we'll just walk back to each other. Flat on Cheryl, stand on top. John's in the bottom, wasn't quite the bottom, I think, so it's reset.
Ready.
Stop to Cheryl's arm. Cheryl moves 2 hit points. You go back to your side.
Ready. Fight. Ready.
Right, so you've got 4 hit points left.
Fight.
Both leading badly.
Ready. Link.
It's easy to go.
Fight. That was a shot, right?
Yeah, no one's ready to fight. I'm pretty sure we were.
And fight safe, ready. Fight. Ready. Fight. Is that good?
Just shout play when you're ready.
Oh, guys. Ready. Fight. Fight. Ready. Fight.
So what do you think? Now, if you're an experienced fencer, if you're an experienced historical fencer, please don't start criticizing my style. Okay, to give you a little bit background, what we're attempting to do is to what we call free play, is essentially hitting full force with steel weapons, with protection. But as you may be able to work out from the videos, I did get hit a couple of times on the arm usually, and it hurts for a couple of days, but we're all safe, we're playing it safe, but at the same time there's no point doing this if you're just going to do it really slow. So I've been doing it long enough that I know the risks, and it's the art of defense. So if you're going to go out there and put yourself in harm's way, it's in order to sort of learn to defend yourself. That's how I'm looking at it. But really, it's such a great evening. It's just a great activity to do with friends. And what we tend to do is we study treatises, books, manuals, however you understand the concept, from the past, from the you can go as far back as like 13th century. My own area of expertise is 16th, 17th century rapier. I don't do an awful lot of that at the moment because there is not an awful lot of interest, but I'm still sort of like keeping it in the back of my mind, and at the moment I'm studying saber from the late 19th century. The style we're trying to emulate is from an Italian treatise from a guy called Radaeli, and yeah, it it isn't perfect, and we're not trying to do choreography here. That's actually a really important point. This isn't choreography at all. We're really just trying to hit each other and using the principles outlined in these books in order to defend ourselves. So and the other thing is what you will be able to see, you would have been able to see in the background of the two of us fighting is in the same hall there is the long sword fighters. So if great big swords that you hold with two hands is your thing, and trust me, it's quite popular, then if you're in Edinburgh, come along. We train on Tuesday nights at 7:30. There's always room for more people. Well, it's a bit crowded at the moment, but we'll make room for you. So yeah, just come check us out. You'd be more than welcome. Going on with the rest of the week. Friday was my wife's birthday, and yes, I know a few other things happened on Friday, but I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah, it was kind of a low key day for me because I wasn't well, so I didn't go to work on Friday, unfortunately. So I didn't get to do anything fancy really. I had someone asking me on Google Plus, did you make her a special meal? And no, sorry. We think they had pizza for dinner, but you know, that's what I wanted to have. No footage for that, I'm afraid. It's yeah, I wasn't particularly organized on Friday, but we still had a good evening. And today was really busy. As you know, I'm shooting this. It's like getting close on to 11 o'clock. We're getting some work done on the cladding of our apartment building that we've been waiting like a year and a half for it to happen, which essentially just kind of insulates the outside wall further, so it should kind of make, cross fingers, our apartment more energy efficient, so we won't have to use quite so much energy. So that's you know, all paid for by the government, so it's even better. Yeah, we live in Scotland, you know, the government pays for these kind of things. It's great. But because of that, we've had to do a bit of clear out, especially on our balcony, and you wouldn't believe the amount of crap that you can accumulate on a place like this that you don't tend to kind of use for much. And I've got a few plants on there. Obviously it's still January, so the plants are all pretty much dead, and I'm not going to worry about replanting anything there until like March or April. I'm going to put some new flowers. But what it meant is we had to do, they requested that, you know, they had a clearance zone, so we had to do some clearing on the balcony, which was a good opportunity for us to do quite a lot of clearing of, you know, stuff that you just had to throw away. So there was, in fact, I shot a little bit of footage. I'm going to show some of it just now, of some stuff from our shed in the garden that we just, you know, had to get rid of. It's not very interesting, but you know, there it is. This pile here is garbage that's been lying around in my shed for far too long. You really don't want to know how long. Why it was here? Well, the fence is the original fence that was replaced by that red fence that you can see here. Last year maybe it got replaced, I think. But we are getting our outer cladding of the building finally insulated. They've been doing that for the whole street about a year and a half ago now, and we've been waiting and waiting for our corner of the street to be done. Yeah, like I said, not terribly exciting, but what it meant is that we had to do quite a lot of clearing and tidying up and sort of putting things together, and that, you know, one thing leads to another, and before you know it, it's 10 o'clock at night and you haven't done your blog video. So that's it done now, and that will be it for this week. I have no idea how much I've been running over, so hopefully you've stayed with me this whole time. If you have, excellent. And I will wish you, oh, one thing I want to mention about the fencing, actually, sorry, just I have ideas in my head about showing you different perspectives about what fencing looks like, but specifically first-person perspectives. I have no idea if I can make this work without seriously endangering recording equipment, but I'm still in the process of trying to order the right kind of equipment, and hopefully before too long we'll be able to give you some pretty cool footage, or, you know, really shaky and kind of ill-inducing footage of me fencing with some of my friends. but yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Hopefully it'll turn up in the near future. I don't have any specific plans for that. Yeah, I really need to strategize about that. But yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.